Disney is the core half of Kingdom Hearts, and Disney bosses are some of the coolest concepts that Kingdom Hearts has ever created. Being able to slug it out with some of the most notorious Disney villains in history is what makes Kingdom Hearts so cool and iconic. So I'm going to be counting down my top 10 favorite Disney bosses in the entire franchise. If you guys enjoy these type of videos, simply subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be making so much more. So let's get into the list. I'm sure some of these entries will be pretty surprising. At number 10, I'm going to put the Hydra fight from Olympus Coliseum in Kingdom Hearts 2. I think this is the perfect boss that blends like story and actual combat. We all know the thing about the Hydra. You slay one head and it grows so many others, and that's the perfect fight for Hercules right now, who's really struggling from self-confidence and his godly power. He's really diminishing, but he's trying his hardest. And I especially love how all the side characters actually team up with you. We all remember Phil's iconic get up on the Hydra's back, and of course soaring through the air with Pegasus hitting all of the Hydra's heads. But did you also know if you go to the side of the fight, you can see Megra there, who's there to throw you HP and drive orbs. This fight is a great show of teamwork that also perfectly blends the story that they're trying to do with a boss from the Hercules series that makes perfect sense. Alright, my number 9 is going to be a really weird one. I'm going to put Sparky from Deep Space, specifically Terra's playthrough. First of all, what a weird character to include. Sparky I don't think was at all in the first movie. I think maybe they was hinted to, but I believe Sparky's in either the TV series or the second Lilo and Stitch movie, so it's a really weird include, but also very cool at the same time they would bring a side character like this for a whole entire boss fight. The actual fight's kind of here and there. It's like one of the most agile enemies against one of these slowest main characters in Terra. So a lot of the fight, you're just kind of like chasing after him or trying to ignite him with fire because Terra can't even reach him. But the fight's still pretty cool. I like the fact that Sparky can like imbue himself inside of the turrets over there and tries to blast at you. Now this fight ain't the best, and I've definitely died to this fight a couple of times for the most stupid reasons. But I think most of the reason I'm putting it on here is the fact that like, hey, they took this side character that isn't even in the main movie and they made him a whole world boss, and not just like, you know, they just put the main antagonist here. I think it's because Birth by Sleep has 3 campaigns that they had to be a little bit more creative on who the bosses could be, because like there's only so many times you can fight the main villain right from a movie. At number 8, I have to admit this is more so spectacle more than the actual boss fight, but at number 8 we have Chernabog from the final world, not from Dream Drop Distance. That fight is terrible. The final world in Kingdom Hearts 1, the penultimate boss, and I believe the final Disney boss, if you're going from the canon route, is Chernabog from the movie. I believe it's Fantasia, the movie Fantasia. I think it's again, this is more like the spectacle of it. Fighting Chernabog is such like he does feel like the final Disney villain in a term of speaking, right? He's pretty much based off the devil and things like that, and like him standing in the volcano, like spewing flames at you and different like twister attacks. It does look really cool, and it does bring together a lot of the spectacle. The actual fight is something to be desired. A lot of the fight is just running away from Chernabog as he explodes with fire and kind of just like staying keep away, going back in and staying keep away. It's kind of like Ursula in a way, where it's just like it ain't the best boss fight out there. Again, this is more so for the spectacle. And how could I not mention the music? Night on Bald Mountain, the Kingdom Hearts version, is such a good track. It's so sinister. It works as a perfect battle theme. It's absolutely fantastic. I think Chernabog works a lot better as a set piece, like a finale set piece, than an actual boss fight. But for that finale set piece, he is absolutely supreme. And up number 7, we're doing the triple Titan fight from Kingdom Hearts 3 Olympus Coliseum. You know, I really wanted to include Kingdom Hearts 3 a lot more on this list, but there's so many times that they'll just do a Heartless fight instead of fighting like a Disney boss, and it's so strange. I really wanted to, for example, include Dark Baymax. I think Dark Baymax conceptually is so cool. Taking the like lost Baymax and essentially turning him into a Heartless is so smart and so Kingdom Hearts, and I really wanted to include it, but gameplay wise, Dark Baymax is such a bad fight, unfortunately, that I just could not in good faith include it. But this is a pretty cool fight. We got the triple Titans here. We got the Ice Titan, we got the, I think it's called the Lava Titan, and we have the Tornado Titan. I think doing like a triple boss is a really cool concept, and it really opens up like kind of how Kingdom Hearts 3 is gonna be. Kingdom Hearts 3 is more like wild and bombastic with a lot of its bosses. It's like cinematic, almost like Muso type thing with like big hulking bosses, and like Sora can be like very agile and things like that, like jumping straight to them, climbing this crazy tower, and I think it really exemplifies that a lot, for better or for worse. I think my favorite part of the fight is the Tornado Titan segment, because after the Ice and Lava Titan are knocked down, the Tornado Titan starts like just flinging everything at you, including parts of the Ice and Lava Titan, and I think that's just a really cool way to kind of mix them all three together. It's a very cool set piece and really shows what Sora is capable of as well, and you know, it finally really works well for the movie. I think the original Hercules, the final conflict was all the Titans, and they were mostly like secret extra bosses in Kingdom Hearts 1, so finally having to like face them and like do the main storyline of the Hercules, at least the later half of the main story of the Hercules movie, is really, really cool. So I'm a big fan of this fight. But yeah, overall, very cool fight and a very nice intro start to Kingdom Hearts 3. At number 6, we have the threat of all of our young childhoods, the Clayton fight from Kingdom Hearts 1's Deep Jungle. You know, I think part of it is here because of that PTSD, because of that trauma of having to fight Clayton multiple times. He was like a skill check, right? He was like a young skill check for all of us when we were kids. But I think he is perfectly emblematic of what a good Disney boss should be in Kingdom Hearts. Obviously, you're going to fight the main Disney villain. That's what you should do in a good Kingdom Hearts fight. But at the same time, I like the fact that he actually teams up with a Heartless. You don't see this too often, right? You actually don't see this too often. I really wish they did it more, where the Disney boss actually teams up with a Heartless to create this whole new experience. I think it's really, really cool. And it's such a shame that it really isn't used, honestly, often at all. I can't, now that I think about it, now that I'm mentioning it, are there any other Disney bosses that kind of like team up with a Heartless like Clayton does? I know Oogie Boogie attempts to summon a Heartless, but he's not good at it, and that's like the joke. But yeah, are there any other Disney bosses that team up with a Heartless? I'm trying to think. I can't think of one at the moment. There has to be one. I think there has to be one that like Pete summons while you like fight a Disney boss. Anyway, getting away from that, Clayton and the Stealth Sneak fight is so iconic, again, for being a lot more difficult than we first realized when we were kids, and because I think it's also a cool concept that Clayton himself turns into a Heartless. I'm not sure how they explain it in the game that like he lost his heart to the Heartless, but he kept his like original form, which is kind of interesting. I mean, I guess if Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, can also have like a human form, then I guess like Clayton having it isn't that great. They don't really go into that much detail, but it is a really cool fight overall. It's very iconic because of our childhoods, and I think it brings a lot of nice, interesting concepts together and what a good Disney boss should be. Now, number 5 is one of my personal favorites in terms of Final Fantasy mixing with Disney. We got the Cerberus fight from Kingdom Hearts 2 Olympus Coliseum. Now, part of this is, yes, I love Final Fantasy X. It is my favorite Final Fantasy of all time, and teaming up with Auron to defeat Cerberus is so freaking cool, dude. It is so cool. One of my absolute favorite moments, and it's a really good fight too. Cerberus coming at you, the old like main Olympus Coliseum boss from Kingdom Hearts 1, teaming up with Auron. Some really cool reaction commands, and with Auron's limit as well, makes for a absolutely spectacular fight. Now, it is more of a straightforward fight. Cerberus doesn't do anything that interesting. You know, he's chomping at you, he's summoning his dark balls, he's doing shockwaves and things like that. It's more about, like I said earlier, like Kingdom Hearts is all about Disney plus Final Fantasy, and I think a lot of the times it almost feels like they're separate, right? You know what I mean? It almost feels like Disney and Final Fantasy are a little bit separate when it comes to the games itself. But you do have those rare opportunities, like in Olympus Coliseum, like in Hollow Bastion, where the Final Fantasy character will team up with you while you're fighting the Disney boss, and it's just some of the best. It just really is some of the best. I wish we got more of this in the series, but this, plainly put, it is just so cool. Teaming up with Auron to take down Cerberus is just awesome. Crossing the halfway threshold, we got number 4. I'm gonna give it to Captain Barbossa from Kingdom Hearts 2. I especially really like the setup for this fight. It's a little bit better in the Japanese version, but it's an actual sword right through Captain Jack Sparrow as he falls into the moonlight, and it's revealed that he is also one of the immortal pirates. And here we go. Here's another fight actually where Disney boss teams up with a Heartless. And conceptually, this Heartless is perfect to team up with Barbossa because it can create complete darkness so that Barbossa can stay invincible. Again, perfect for the story, perfect for the narrative. It works in tandem so excellently. And the actual one-on-one fight with Barbossa is pretty dang cool, going head-to-head with Sora. He's got his swords, he's got his guns, and most importantly, Sora's magic interacts really interestingly with Barbossa. Like the other pirates, they're very vulnerable to magics, so if you use like thunder, blizzard, or fire, it will affect them in different ways, like freezing Barbossa with blizzard, lighting him on fire with fire, and then I think thunder paralyzes him. Mostly the time he's going to be using blizzard because it keeps him in place, but I think the interaction makes this fight so special. And we got some awesome reaction commands too, teaming up with Captain Jack for Sonic Dive. And Reverse Blade is so cool. Sora stepping on his sword and then smashing him with a Reverse Blade Keyblade grip. But yeah, overall, just very cool fight. Aesthetics are on point. Perfect for the Disney boss. Love how the Heartless comes in to combine with it. Great reaction commands, great cinematics. Amazing boss fight. For the number 3 fight, I'm putting in Pete, specifically the Pete fight in Timeless River when you team up with Timeless River Pete. I think this is the boss fight that puts the Disney in Disney boss fights. It is so goofy and cartoony. Pete himself is already kind of like a goofy boss with how he fights, but then fighting him with his past self is really cool because his past self can like get hit by him and do like very unique interactions. But most importantly, the bread and butter of this fight is Pete literally changing stages and going to all the different stages that we went through with the window world, and it is just really cool. Again, it's very Disney, it's so goofy, it works perfectly well for Timeless River. I love the two different Petes kind of interacting with each other and the set pieces constantly changing. It's wild, rambunctious, and crazy, and in my opinion, it is the most Disney of all the Disney boss fights. Number 2, I struggled with, mostly because I wanted to pick either between Maleficent's main fight in Kingdom Hearts 1, her as like a sorcerer, or her fight as Dragon Maleficent, but I think Dragon Maleficent is just a little bit more iconic to Kingdom Hearts 1. If Clayton was like our first hurdle in trying to beat this game, then Dragon Maleficent was my main hurdle in trying to beat Kingdom Hearts 1. It is such a savage and brutal boss fight. She's coming at you with shockwaves, dragon breath, fire projectiles, the whole shebang. This is the first boss fight that made me know like, hey, summons are a mechanic, as I summoned Tinkerbell to try and beat this boss. It's amazing, fantastic, iconic, brutal, and I think it's an absolutely great showing of Maleficent herself. I think Maleficent being like this kind of like main, Disney, like the head of the Disney villain entourage, I think worked perfectly because of how evil she is, and her kind of like in the last moments like not being able to beat Sora and co, and instead Ansem kind of comes in and gives her this power boost, but this power boost eventually is going to work against her as she immediately dies soon after this fight. I think it is perfect irony for her entire character throughout Kingdom Hearts 1. It is great stuff, and again, this is exactly what you want to see from a Kingdom Hearts boss, a villain ripped straight out from their movie, doing attacks and moves from their movie, but with that Kingdom Hearts, with that JRPG flair to it. I think it is absolutely fantastic. And some of my favorite videos that I watch about Kingdom Hearts 1 are how people destroy and break this boss with stop magic. You can just stop magic her and then just spam like gravities and other attacks, and it's so cool to watch. It's so cathartic. Great boss fight, so iconic for its difficulty. This is Disney bosses. It's great. It's great. I love Maleficent Dragon. There's a couple other Disney bosses that I like, but my one honorable mention is gonna be the Peter Pan fight from Terra's playthrough in Neverland. Just because, Peter Pan's kind of a dick, and mostly because Peter Pan in general is kind of a jerk, right? Out of all like the quote-unquote protagonists from Disney films, I feel like Peter Pan was always just the most of a douche, and so being able to, like, as the game says, put Peter Pan in his place is just extremely cathartic and nice. And being able to fight like a Disney like hero is like, you don't do that super often. You also do that with I believe Beast in Kingdom Hearts 2 as well, but doing it to Peter Pan is like, yeah, he definitely deserves it, and so I'm a big fan of this actually. And my number 1 favorite Disney boss in the Kingdom Hearts franchise is Hades, the second visit Hades fight in Olympus Coliseum. It brings together the best parts of everything that I've said. You got the teamwork aspect from the Hydra fight, and you have the Final Fantasy mixing with Disney aspect that I said from Cerberus, because Auron is still here and he is seeking revenge on Hades for taking his powers and forcing him to fight Hercules earlier. And you got the story conclusion of the Hercules not feeling confident in himself and losing his godly power. He regains it back while saving Megara, and you're literally using that power to make Hades vulnerable. We actually fought Hades earlier in the first visit, but he was completely invincible because this is his underworld. But thanks to Hercules now, you can use the Aura Sphere attack and take him out of the invincible mode to finally finish him off. And the fight is pretty cool too. Hades is throwing fireballs at you when he's transforming. He has this big pillar of fire. He summons different like thunderclouds to attack you. My favorite attack is probably when he uses Viagra Burst, which comes back in different Kingdom Hearts games than the Command Deck games. So it's kind of interesting that Hades was the first one to create it. All in all, I absolutely adore this fight. It takes all the perfect parts of what makes not only a Disney boss, but a Disney boss in Kingdom Hearts, and truly realizes it, fits well perfectly into the story that they're trying to tell with the characters. You got a Final Fantasy character here fighting this Disney villain, and you're teaming up with the Disney heroes to take him down. And Hades is such a fun character and such a cool boss fight, and that's why Hades for me is my favorite Kingdom Hearts Disney boss fight. If you guys enjoyed the video, please do subscribe and tell me in the comments below what is your favorite Disney boss fight. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and peace out.